It's a hologram of sound or a hologram of different frequencies that begin to create all kinds of harmonics. Then you ask, so who is the top God? Who runs this structure? And suddenly a brilliant light comes down on you and you're shaking because now you realize you are talking to the ultimate God of the structure. And you begin to ascend and you go faster and faster. And in fact, you begin to tumble down faster and faster. And then you realize that it's making a U-turn. And at the end, there is something there. And you know that that is it. And you will soon be confronting the God of manifest creation. As you finally look at it, you realize that you are looking at yourself.
What you just heard is not just another spiritual speech. It is part of a presentation by Myrtala, wife of Itzhak Bentov, an engineer and inventor who spent his life studying altered states of consciousness and trying to connect inner experience with modern physics. In 1979, American Airlines Flight 191 crashed seconds after takeoff. Among the passengers was Itzhak Bentov. His voice was silenced that day, but Myrtala decided that his ideas would not be. In a previous video, we explored Itzhak Bentov's research on how the body and the nervous system could enter states of resonance capable of altering the perception of time and space. But that was only the first part, the technical part. What remained pending was something much deeper. What Bentov understood when accessing those states. What vision of the universe emerged from those experiences. What he understood about consciousness, about God, and about our role within all of this. And that is what we are going to explore today.
Now, as you're revolving, what happens is that slit opens up more and more and more. So you see more and more of that reality, and we assume that we see different realities.
But before understanding his vision of the universe, we need to understand who Bentov really was. Itzhak Bentov was an engineer, a biomedical inventor, a brilliant autodidact. He registered innovative medical patents. He designed surgical instruments used in cardiology. His mind was trained to measure, design, calculate. And yet, he began to take an interest in something that could not be dismantled in a laboratory: consciousness. Bentov began to wonder whether altered states were not mere hallucinations, but phenomena measurable from physics. Whether the brain could enter into resonance, whether the body could oscillate like a vibratory system, and whether that resonance allowed access to different levels of perception.
Okay, so now, before you were talking about the people who were the mutants, either being in the mental hospitals or being geniuses.
Yeah.
These are people who have expanded perception, and hence they can see a reality which ordinary people at this stage of evolution are not able to see.
Correct.
What is the nature of that reality which they're able to see?
Well, that is classified as a non-physical reality sometimes. We can take an example, say, let's take a simple example. The family sitting at dinner table, and say there's a kid, maybe 15 years old, 16 years old, and he looks up and suddenly he says to his mother, "Hey, Ma, look at there's our dead grandmother is standing in the corner." Mother looks around, says, "No, there's no." And then psychiatrist says, "Oh, young fella, you're in troubles," and then he writes out a little prescription for a little Thorazine or electroshock or whatever, and pretty soon, in a matter of 2 weeks, kid is back in shape, very normal.
No longer sees the
No longer sees anything.
Yeah.
So the process has been reversed. This is called a psychotic episode, or acute schizophrenic break, or whatever it is.
And what you would say is that there's a good chance that that kid is seen.
Very good chance that the kid has a spontaneous opening of his senses.
So that the evolution has been rushed up or hurried up?
Yeah. Now, this actually happens. There are techniques to do this. But the Eastern people, the yogis, have developed systems to do this, to push the nervous system rapidly.
In 1977, he published Stalking the Wild Pendulum, where he proposed a holographic model of the universe based on vibration, oscillation, and the evolution of consciousness. A surprisingly structured model for someone whom many would label a mystic. Years later, a declassified military report titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process, related to research on the expansion of perception, cited his work as part of the theoretical framework analyzed. The document was linked to studies reviewed by the Central Intelligence Agency, and that opens some uncomfortable questions. Some researchers and followers of his work consider the temporal coincidence striking. His appearance in documents linked to these analyses, his public exposure on television presenting his models, and his tragic death shortly afterward, in 1979.